Welcome to Dropping In, a podcast of storytelling and interviews with your host, Winter Olympian Mercedes Nicoll.
Thank you so much for dropping in with me. We just had 10 episodes on what is in your pack. I think it went really well. I learned a lot of cool things from so many different people. I just want to go through that list with you. Episode 21, we dropped in with professional skier from Mammoth Lakes, California, Crispin Chetler. He's a dear friend of mine, and I love it when I see his pro model skis underneath everyone's feet at Whistler. It's just, he's got the best skis, I guess. I don't know. On episode 21 with Chris, we dive deep into his pack, and he also gives us a glimpse at his new Dakine backpack that will be coming out next year. It'll be a pack that he'll be using in videos this year. So that was really cool, and a little insight into that pack. It won't have a spot for an airbag, but we dive deeper into that in episode 21. So I urge you to check that one out. I love that I get to just chat with my friends. I mean, I lived with Chris for, so many years in California. So it's always good to see friends' faces and also give you guys, the listeners, the inside scoop as to what the pros have in their packs. Episode 22, we dropped in with Erin Hogue, X Games gold medalist in photography. She's an amazing sports action photographer. I definitely hope that you guys got a lot from episode 22. If you didn't see what's in her pack, you learn about the cameras that she has and also the survival gear that she has in the pack too. I remember something, her snack of choice was these maple syrup sugar candies. And then also, fun fact, in her emergency pack, she has feminine products. The one that I did not see coming was maxi pads, because they absorb blood really well. Surprise, surprise. So if there's an accident, if someone gets cut by an edge, by a tree, maxi pad it up. That's what we learned from the pros, Erin Hogue. Number 23, we get into a little bit more feminine products with Julianne Chapman, who is a sledder extreme. She shares with us that when she's instructing people how to snowmobile, she gives out tampons. And why would you give out tampons? Well, because they're just great, really, really great fire starters. If you put the tampon in the gasoline, if you have a snowmobile, you'll have gasoline. It's a great fire starter. Absolutely brilliant. Actually, our next episode is with episode 24 with Robin Van Gyn, professional snowboarder, backcountry connoisseur. She actually didn't know the tampon trick. She had tampons in her pack, but we at Dropping In were the first ones to let her know that they're great for fire starters. Robin shares with us 3 different ways to pack your pack. It depends on if you're inbounds, out of bounds, and more. So definitely check out episode 24 with Robin Van Gyn, who just competed in Supernatural in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Very proud of her and stoked to have had her on the podcast. Episode 25, we drop in with filmer Russell Chai. Now, if you don't know filmers, they're like these elusive guys that you never see on camera because they're behind the camera. And this guy follows around the one and only Mark McMorris. So I was just curious to find out, like, if he's in the park, is he using a different camera than he is in the backcountry? What's in his pack when he's like filming? What's in his pack when he's just having a day snowboarding by himself? Does he always have a camera on him? That was like the question I wanted to know. Also, we have some really good laughs with Russell about the use of Advil. He like brought out Advil in his pack and he was like, and this Advil. And I was like, oh, for headaches. In my head, I thought for headaches. He's like, no, when you're really hungover on like coming home from a trip for an airplane. I was like, genius. He's not wrong, people. He's not wrong. Episode 26, we shake things up a little. We go into the luxury travel realm where I interview Addie Bell, a luxury travel planner, to find out what she has in her pack. I mean, if you're going to be traveling the luxurious way, you've got some like tricks up your sleeve, and she did not disappoint. She has this magnet on the outside of her, it's almost like a keychain. I thought this was the coolest thing ever, that magnets her hat so she can have her hat on the outside of her bag or pack. I mean, I feel like I should be investing in stocks in this because it's the coolest thing ever. You can find that at Nordstrom. I think that's where she got it. So really, really cool. Episode 27, I drop in with my old teammate, someone who I traveled around the world with for years and years. He's known me since maybe I was like 15, Justin Lamoureux, who happens to be a split guide, which is so cool. Like, so much props to him. He's also an Olympian, a 2-time Olympian. I was lucky enough to go to the Olympics with him twice, which is great. We get the guide's hack to what's in their pack. I mean, they normally have to have way more stuff in their pack than just me because they're taking care of other people that they're touring around. So we learn about how big the saw is in his pack, what he uses for splints. Also, really cool to get to know things about snacks that his friends may have eaten that were wrong, like wax. Super interesting. That is episode 27 with Justin Lamoureux. Episode 28, I drop in with my Olympian friend, Caitlin Weaver. She's a figure skater in ice dance. Brilliant, looks so good on the ice. I know a lot of us may have gotten out on the lakes this winter when they were clear, but we may not look as graceful as she does. We talk about how much is in her skating bag. She wrote down the whole list and shared it with us, and I was flabbergasted at the amount of bobby pins a figure skater might need. I think she said about 200 in one bag. You guys can just figure that one out on your own. I mean, I was going to be like, okay, how many bobby pins does it take to do my hair? Probably like 2. But I'm not a figure skater, and I feel like you need a lot of hairspray so that nothing fell out while you're on the ice. Definitely tune in to episode 28 with Caitlin Weaver if you want to hear more about that. Episode 29, I drop in with Amy Fuller, recently retired professional snowboarder. She's got her fingers in all sorts of different plans, and she's announcing snowboarding. She's a brilliant athlete, a yogi, and she has had tea with the queen. No big deal. We have a debate over whether sweatpants should be worn out in public or not, mostly for men. I say because you can see everything. But that's episode 29 with Amy Fuller. And I topped off the series with episode 30, and I drop in with probably one of the most humble Canadian athletes maybe I know other than Maëlle Ricker, Marie-Philippe Poulin, number 29 on the women's hockey team. Just she scores all the goals at the Olympics. She's just such a great human. We find out what is in her hockey bag. Also, we have a funny little mix up on the word bar. For me, a bar, and maybe most of you, a bar might be somewhere where you have drinks. Now, for Pooh, it's like the Olympic lifting bar. And I had a good giggle with her over that one. I am retired, so I'm allowed to say bar, but she's still in it. Hoping to go to the next Winter Olympics, which are coming up soon. I'm really excited. But Olympic lifting, that's where it's at. Also, we talk about her recovery and training and how COVID is going with all of it. It can't be easy being an athlete at these times. So that rounds out the 10 episode series of What is in Your Pack. I'm so excited to bring that to you. I really hope that it brought some new insight into what you can do this winter and what you can pack from the professionals. It was funny on Amy Fuller's episode. I was like, you can talk about anything that you want in whatever pack you want. And she went full like carry-on bag. Maybe it was the big bag. She went big bag, what she packs in there. That's why we talk about sweatpants and like one pair of pants and stuff like that. And so I was like, all right, I don't know. I don't need to go that deep, but I can talk about like what I pack on a plane. And when I'm on a plane, it's I'm that idiot that's like to the brim. My backpack is full. I never learned my lesson until maybe the last time I traveled. I was just like, oh yeah, let's get the computer, let's get the cords. Oh, I might need this. Oh, don't want my makeup to break up, so I'll put my makeup in there. I'll have snacks. I have a huge water bottle. I got my sunglasses. I'm like, oh, anything that's breakable, let me put in my backpack that I'm going to be lugging around from flight to flight to flight. I don't recommend it. If you can be a minimalist, I wish I could be a minimalist. Maybe I should start packing like a smaller pack and then bringing a bigger pack, but I just end up jamming it packed full when I'm going traveling. Now, I'm like the complete opposite of that when I go snowboarding. When I go snowboarding, if I'm on the mountain and I'm just walking out my front door, I don't have a pack. I will have had a breakfast or a smoothie of some sort. I will put nuts in my pocket, like a mix or just like almonds in my pocket. So I have a snack to snack on while I'm riding because when I am riding, I don't usually stop. If I'm going inside or something like that, um, my day is probably done because I feel like if I eat a big lunch during the day, then I'm tired. Maybe I'm eating things wrong. I don't know. I just like to keep riding. It makes me happy, makes me smile. If I have to do number one, I normally have what we call wild peas. So I just go in the woods because it's just faster. That's how I ride. That's what I do. If I'm going in the backcountry, I'll have the essentials. Check out Robin's pack, the first one that she packs, beacon, shovel, probe, skins, food, water, poles, extra gloves, extra layer, emergency kit, and sunglasses. But I do have a funny story for you. I'm taking my AST course, my avalanche training course number 2, um, over the month of February 2021. And day 1, I was totally that blonde girl that I packed my bag the night before. I had everything in it. I got to the bottom, met my friends, and as soon as I did my course with Justin Lamoureux, who's obviously been on the podcast in episode. What episode was he in? 27. And so Justin's there, and I like hit my chest, and I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I forgot my beacon. I mean, who does that? Oh, Mercedes Nichols does that. I forgot my beacon on day 1. I was just I'm going red right now because I was so embarrassed, and I'm still embarrassed. It's not my shining moment, but day 1, I usually forget something and then I will not forget it again the rest of the time. So and then we were hiking, and this is day 1 still. We were hiking, and I'm hiking and everyone's putting on their sunglasses. And I'm just like, Mercedes, you're blowing day 1. You forgot sunglasses. Just like, okay, here we go. Luckily I had my helmet on so I could put my goggles on my helmet so that the sweat wouldn't just go straight into my goggles. Um, because you don't really want to hike in goggles. They'll just fog up and then your day is ruined. So, lessons learned on day 1. Day 2, I had everything that I needed. So I even brought this amazing hand warmer that I got in Japan many, many moons ago that you actually fill up with lighter fluid. It's kind of like a Zippo in a sense, and it stays warm for 4 to 8 hours, depending on how much lighter fluid you put in it. And that was kind of a little bit of a savior for the day for me. I'll put more lighter fluid in next time though. So that's what is in my pack. It's not super exciting. I have extra layers, extra gloves. But when I'm riding just to go out for a couple laps, I don't have much on me. But that's that. Everyone's different. Who knows? Like my family has my dad has his pockets full of like extra goggles. Actually, he only wears sunglasses, so he's got goggles in his pants and stuff. I don't know. I like to be a minimalist there, but if I'm in the airport, I'm like I'm falling over because my pack's so heavy. Anyways, I thank you guys all so much for dropping in. I highly recommend, and as did most of the people on the podcast that were skiers or snowboarders, filmers, photographers of extreme sports, to take an avalanche course. They're so informative, and to get to know the backcountry and snow more, I urge you, if you're going out there, to please think about taking one or just sign up right now. They're so good. I'm learning so much. I've taken my avalanche course, the one I took it maybe 3 times, and now I'm on to 2, and it's just so great to learn from professionals. And Justin Lamoureux great at what he's doing so far. I look forward to the next 2 days of my course. Again, thank you so much for dropping in. You can check out what's going on with Dropping In on Instagram and Facebook at Dropping In with Mercedes. And I'll see you guys soon with the next series. Thanks. Thanks so much for dropping in. You can find all the Dropping In episodes on the Dean Blundell Network or on your preferred podcast network, where you can subscribe and not miss an episode.